Hey, this is Charles Onyett with IGN, and I'm here with Ryan McCaffrey.
Hello.
And we are checking out a trailer for Dishonored from Arcane Studios, published by Bethesda. Now, Arcane has been out of the spotlight for quite some time. They haven't actually produced a full game since Dark Messiah of Might and Magic, so it should be interesting to see what they wind up doing with this game, which we get a pretty good idea of by checking out the footage here.
And they've brought on some interesting talent for this from sources you may have known in the past.
Yeah, that's right. From Victor Antonov, who used to work at Valve, is on this project as ZeniMax's visual design director, and ZeniMax is the parent company of Bethesda Softworks, who publishes. So he has been helping on this, create this vision of this world. This is actually a fictional city. It's called Dunwall, and it may look like London. It is not London.
They told me it sort of started as London and then morphed from there.
Yeah, they did do research in London to create the look of the city, but it is not actually London. It is a totally fictional world. And you see these whales all over the place, like on this boat. You see these whaling ships. There's another one. They're pretty central to the city. The city actually uses whale oil as a power source, which may seem progressive. Unfortunately, there is a bit of a totalitarian regime in place in the city, and there is also a plague.
All the whales remind me of a South Park episode.
Involving whales?
Yes, involving the fierce hunting of whales. Anyway.
So we see a little bit of gameplay coming up here, but we can get into who exactly you are. It should be right up here. We see a little bit of your character. I may have passed it there, actually.
You getting a little bit of a BioShock art vibe from this, Charles?
A little bit. It looks kind of similar, and actually the gameplay itself seems to be a mix between something like Thief and something like BioShock.
Those are like the two greatest things you could possibly combine into one game for me. Little stealth, some powers, play it any way I want. I'm in.
And yeah, it's not, I know some people, they hear Bethesda, they may think open world game. This is not an open world game.
No, it's mission based, so it's you'll be set loose. Well, I guess it's open world within each mission, right? It is not linear within each level.
Yeah, and you do have a little bit of freedom. Here we see the plague aspects of the city, the bodies on the ground here. You're sneaking a little bit. Light sources will be very important in gameplay. Staying in shadows and things like that determine when NPCs will actually see you. We see more bodies, enemy types. These enemies roaming around here are actually called tall boys. They run around on stilts. Kind of stridery.
Very stridery.
I want to just point that out. I mean, obviously they're not striders, but sort of similar idea there.
I'm guessing that's not a coincidence from Mr. Antonov.
And here, this is kind of disturbing. We see these trains. Those are just bodies dumping out of the trains onto the ground. So they clearly have some issues.
Put them back by rewinding the video, Charles.
Hold on, I'll fix it. Okay, we're good. We're good. All right, but no, seriously, they're dumping bodies. It's pretty gross. But yeah, so this is not a happy place. And you do not really add to the happiness of the place, which I'll explain in a second. You're an assassin named Corvo.
And with a lot of supernatural abilities.
You do have supernatural abilities, including one we see here, which I was trying to rewind to. This is actually you popping out of a body. You can see you're just moving out of it. The guy's kind of stunned there, staggering.
Yeah, you don't even have to possess people. You can possess, there's the pack of rats there.
Yeah, so you can possess animals, you can possess people, which you see here, and the rats are obviously around for the plague elements, but they also come into gameplay, as we will see shortly. There you go. They're actually fighting. You can summon rats in the game to fight off enemies to distract them if you get into a pretty sticky situation that you can't necessarily get out of otherwise. Here we see another power. This is a teleport ability, which comes in handy if you're trying to do a stealth style of gameplay. You can see Corvo moves very quickly once initiating this, and yeah, that'll help you get to different places within levels, help you explore, and help you get away from situations in case you're getting attacked by a whole bunch of people. Here we see another gameplay mechanic. In case you decide to go the stealth approach, you can actually peek through keyholes and listen into people's conversations.
Oh, I like that. That makes me happy.
Yeah, definitely a heavy stealth element here. Here we see tall boys. This is more of an action approach.
Where are we looking at Half-Life 2 right now?
This is not Half-Life 2, but yeah, you do a wind blast attack to knock the projectiles back at them. That's one way to take them down. The game is being built so there are multiple ways to do everything, though, so that's not really the only way.
It's worth noting there, too, stabbing that guard a few seconds back. You can actually get through missions. You can get through the entire game non-lethally, should you so choose. You don't have to stab everyone.
That's true. Arcane has said that you can do a no-kill playthrough. So if you wanted to go completely stealth and do a non-lethal approach, which is usually pretty fun, it's usually the more challenging way to do it, that is possible within this game. Here we see some of the mission spaces, another tall boy sticky grenade there. This is an interesting power that you can pick up. So I went ahead a little bit. This will actually pause time. So if somebody does shoot at you like that, you can pause time, sort of circle around them.
Yeah, that's not us pausing the video for once.
Yes, this is not a pause in the video, but yeah, so you'll have that ability, helpful for when you're encountering large packs of enemies. They're all firing at once. You can then just pause their bullets in midair. Here we see more environments. Again, there will be exploration within the individual missions. And then while you're going on these assassination missions, you can explore and find items and different ways to power up your character. And then between the missions, you'll actually go to hub levels where you can upgrade yourself. You can upgrade weapons and things like that, and you'll gain access to new abilities as well.
That's a little Thief-like. You know, back between missions and Thief, you'd buy new items for the next mission.
And we do see another special attack here. This is a hang drop. I'll just back up a little bit, but you can drop from heights directly onto characters for extreme... This is pretty gory, too.
That's awful. Another note on the falling from high places, the developers told me when I saw the game that if you happen to jump from what would normally be a really lethally high place that would kill you on impact, you can use the possession ability that we mentioned earlier to possess somebody nearby, and you'll not die because you'll have possessed them.
Yeah, that's a way to get around the fall damage. One thing of note here, you may be wondering why Corvo has magical powers. If you look at the hand on the left, you see an emblem. That is something that has been, that is a mark of his power that has been bestowed by a character called the Outsider, who we do not see in this trailer, as far as I know, who gave Corvo his powers in the first place, and sort of the mystery of why he wound up doing that. I guess we'll learn as we actually play the game. He does have a clouded history. He's been framed for killing an empress, and he is out for revenge, as we will see in their trademarked tagline at the end of the video here, which I didn't realize until rewatching it, but there is actually a trademark at the end of the video once the titles actually roll. Here we see a little bit more of the larger environments. Obviously, this character should probably move, and definitely did not move.
Well.
That's not gonna end well for assassin-type characters. But yeah, you will get a large skill selection, so you don't necessarily need to play the same way each time you go through. And when you do approach assassination targets, you can kill them in different ways as well, sometimes with the environment and sometimes with your skills.
Was that a little sister? Another BioShock nod there?
Let's go back. Let's double check.
Just a little older, maybe a few years older.
Spoilers. Why would you bring that up, Ryan? So yeah, here we're going to go to the tagline.
This must be a really good tagline.
Revenge solves everything. There you go, trademark. Right there. That's
like
official.
it.
Nobody else can use that.
Ever.
That's taken. But yeah, so we do have an October 9th release date in North America, as well as a October 12th release date, in Europe.
And conveniently enough, just for one more BioShock tie-in, this game is essentially slotting into the release date that BioShock Infinite abandoned. They were supposed to come out in early October, and now this game, right after BioShock delayed, they said, all right, Bethesda's going to put out this game.
That's very true, and as soon as Infinite was delayed, this game was coming out directly in that slot. So look forward to a similar kind of experience. From what's been shown off, it looks really cool. I mean,
agree.
This could be a really, really good game. A new IP, so I guess it's a little bit risky for Bethesda in the end of a console cycle, but could still be really fun. And yeah, possibly one of the better games to come out this holiday season.
If it's not on your radar, I'd suggest putting it on your radar.
And for a lot more on Dishonored, you can keep checking back with IGN.